The PR1000 is the compliance report for Title I Part. The PR1000 has the same functionality as other compliance reports. There's a button at the top for the printable version, a button to access the table of contents, a button to save, and a button to access the instructions. As you'll notice on this schedule, several lines have been grayed out as part of our streamlining for this year. The two questions on line 2 and line 7, we are asking for expenditures in these categories because that is what is used to trigger Part 6. So we are asking for expenditures related to eligible private nonprofit school students, not including administration, and services to students residing in local facilities for the neglected. Part 2, we are asking for estimated expenditures for school-wide campus budgets and targeted assistance campus budgets. Part 4 has been grayed out. Part 5, student participation, looks a little bit different than it did last year. We've basically divided the table up into two different parts. Part 5 deals with the public schools. Part 6 will deal with private schools and the local facilities for the neglected. In Part 5, we're only collecting students who are ages 0 to 2 and ages 3 to 5 who are not reported to PEEMS. All of the other ages for public schools, all of the other grade levels for public schools are collected through PEEMS. So on this compliance report, we are only getting ages 0 to 2, 3 to 5, for students who participated in a Title I school-wide program or a targeted assistance program. We are then collecting for those students separated out by gender and by ethnicity, so that when the LEA has completed this section, the totals for each of these will match. 0 is an acceptable entry. In fact, if the LEA has no students, the LEA has to put zeros. There can't be blanks. On Part 6, let me make that a little bit bigger so you guys can see. We're collecting for private nonprofit schools and local facilities for the neglected by grade, ages 0 to 2, 3 to 5, and then kindergarten through grade 12, as well as ungraded for private nonprofit and for local facilities for the neglected. Then those students we are having split out by gender and by ethnicity, with the requirement that each of the sections' totals match. The LEA can't have blanks, so they will have 0 if they have no students. Part 7, which is for the program implementation questions, the section has been grayed out. So program implementation questions 1 through 14 will not be collected for the 2019-2020 school year. Please remember that the requirements were still in place. We are just not collecting the information. We do expect these questions to go back in for the 2020-2021 report. Part 8 is an optional field that the LEA can use to record any additional data that they need to submit to the agency. Once the PR1000 is complete, the LEA must hit the Save button to allow the validations to run to ensure that all of the fields have been completed correctly. Once the LEA has successfully saved, there should be a green check mark next to Title I Part A, PR1000, on the table of contents. Questions that are related to all of the ESA compliance reports should be sent to esasupport@tea.texas.gov. Any programmatic questions that are outside the scope of the compliance reports will be forwarded to the appropriate program staff for a response.